Alright, let's start round one. That's a decent hand. I won't mulligan. I'll be suspending turn one. You definitely don't want to be playing your step in favor of playing your one drops. You, I've found by playing with the deck a lot that step is actually um, most it's most good as a land. If you're gonna play it as a land, it's most good to play it third or fourth when you think you've got like a lot of action and you need to get it down over the next few turns and you need that extra land to do that. It's generally not good to play it first because it messes up your curve. And if you've already got four lands, then that's when you want to be cycling it. So the reason it's in there is for the to be the third or fourth land that goes down and not the first one, so that you can play drops after that because you've still got your one drops um, and you want to be able to get them out of your hand so you can keep going with your curve and not mess it up. Of course, if you've got no one drops, then and you've got a step in two or three lands, then you go ahead and you play it right away because there's obviously no reason not to, and it's just the better play. All right. Terramorphic, go. Ooh. Okay, I was gonna play Bodyguard and Bonesflayer because playing Skyfisher and bouncing a land is a bit too much of a setback, but now I'm just gonna play Legionnaire. White. This could be Frantic Storm. Um, well, that was pretty good. I don't think I have to play my step anymore. I can cycle it. But I think what I'm going to do now is I want to start beating him down as quick as possible. So I'm going to equip my Bone Splinter, and um, then because I'm going to be doing that and only have one mana, I'm going to play the Bodyguard. So it could still be Storm. It probably is actually. Not sure what other blue-white decks are going to play Terramorphic Expanse. Yep, there you go. Well, now I get to play Skyfisher and cycle, and this guy's coming into play. Or I can just play double Skyfisher. That works. He doesn't block, which is good for me. Could have lost a little bit of damage by not moving Bone Splitter over, but I did that on purpose because I didn't have the mana to do that and play these guys. And I didn't think he was going to block because he needs to get his combo going. So he's dead next turn, so he has to go off this turn. And we can save one of our guys. Probably just be one of the flyers if he does go off. And start beating him. Might just be the Legionnaire though that we save actually, because he's gonna have his flyers up anyway. He doesn't have any bounce lands, and yeah, this is basically. I guess he's not dead. He could have jumped for one turn, but that would get rid of his Cloud of Fairies and his Sunscape Familiar, so that's that game. I guess when they have a slow start and you have a fast start, that's one of the ways White Weenie can win, but this is by far not a great matchup, so let's try and win game two. Okay. Um, we have no tech against this, do we? Doesn't look like it. I mean, I've thought about it, the sideboarding a lot because it's one of our worst matchups. But I mean, apart from the tech I was gonna try in Brave the Elements, I can't really think of anything to bring in this matchup. And and yeah, like I said before, I'm just not so sure about how good the Brave the Elements would be. Um, Standard Bearer doesn't do anything. He doesn't take all the targets. Suture Priest doesn't do anything because he can just bounce it before he starts going off with his recurring Cloud of Fairies and Mnemonic Owls, so it's not going to hurt him at all. And he's not got any red spells at all, and this only pushes damage through his Black Familiar, so that's no good at all. So this is the list I'm running. I really want to keep this because it's so heavy in action, but I'm not going to get that greedy just because it just insta-loses if you don't draw land. Against this deck, you can't stall for one turn. It's too late by that point. That's pretty good. It's got the Bodyguard to save one of my guys to try and push through that last bit of damage. It's got... no. It's got the Knight. It's got everything. You think they can make this better is maybe a Legionnaire or a Bone Splinter. And he gets his Familiar down. And I'm just going to be playing the 2-power one that doesn't set me back a land. Next turn I'll play Skyfisher Bodyguard. Ooh. Oh, he's not going off. He doesn't have any bounce lands again. And now I'll just play Sky Hunter and Bodyguard. Nope. He's F6'd. Next time we got Knight coming in, we can play Skyfisher and Squadron Hawk, and he's still not going off. That's good for us. Ooh, another Bodyguard. I want to get that down. Saving 2 of my guys. If he decides to go off, that seems pretty good. So I'm going to play Skyfisher and Bodyguard. Maybe Squadron Hawk and Bodyguard. I actually have to count. I don't need 2 Bodyguards to attack, so anything he can do on my turn. Playing Bodyguards pre-combat is generally pointless because anything they can do on your turn, they can do it at any point. So they can do it in response to you casting the Bodyguard. So now he's on 12. I'll have 8 in the air if I play Skyfisher, or 7 if I play a Hawk. Say he's got 2 blockers, that's 4 and 4. Though if he goes off, he's got 1 blocker that's he's got 1 blocker. I can do 6 or 5, and 6 is good enough, but 5 isn't. So I guess I want to play Skyfisher. Even though that means I can't play 2 Squadron Hawks next turn unless I draw a land. I don't think worrying about how many Squadron Hawks I can play the turn after this one, after he's already had another go, is going to be useful because, I mean, I've got him dead if he doesn't go off, and if he goes off then he's got me dead. There's his bounce land. That's what he needed. There's no way he's not going off here. There's no way. How much do you need to go off? Seriously. Like at this point, I can just save one of my guys. Well, no, he'll be on. Yeah, not quite. I can't quite just save one of my guys and then push through the damage with the other Bodyguard. Oh, Prismatic Strands. That's new. But that helps him significantly, so there you go. He's got that again next turn with Sunscape Familiar, so guess I just put out so many guys, it makes it difficult for him to bounce them all. So you get Oracle. There's like no chance he doesn't go off this turn. I don't know what he could be missing and why he would keep this hand if he was missing it. I mean, I guess if he doesn't go off this turn, it's because he's just wants to prevent that damage and go off next turn. I'm not worried about being attacked back, and there's no reason not to attack, so I'm just going to get in there with everybody, have him prevent the damage, and then I'm going to play a Legionnaire and a Squadron Hawk. Maybe actually 2 Hawks is better. It only matters how much I get in the air at this point. So yeah, 2 Hawks is better. Plus, it's more creatures. Oh no, it's not more creatures on the board. Because it would be a Hawk and a Legionnaire if I did it the other way, but still. I like my assessment of wanting power in the air. It's worth a lot more than power on the ground, considering he has 3 ground blockers. And, yeah. I mean, I know they can go off enough to bounce all that, but it's not easy. I guess if he's been stockpiling cards this entire time, just slow playing his combo, go for it. Yep. Drifter. Do you really just evoke that? Oh, he's gonna bounce it, yeah, fair enough. Okay, play it out again. I gotta wait for him to figure out how to go off. The worst part of this deck. What is he tapping so much mana for? 2 familiars out, 3 mana. Could be another Muldrifter. Okay. He's only going for a Fissure of... Oh, then he plays Cloud of Fairies again and then Fissures again. Rats. I guess he can't Fissure the guys I keep in. Okay, so what I'm thinking is I want, and he's returning Muldrifter. I want to keep this guy on the battlefield because he can attack into Muldrifter, but he's also the only guy I can play turn 1 and like have him come out later. I think that's a lot more important because I mean he's still on 12 and I'm not just gonna push through this damage like this. I definitely am keeping Sky Fissure, so I should actually look at all the things he targeted. Okay, so he is bouncing Cloud of Fairies, Sky Hunter, Knight of Circe, Sky Fissure, and Muldrifter. So he's not even bouncing any of my Squadron Hawks. Okay. Um, yeah, I'll say Skyfisher, and I think I do just want to save a Sky Hunter. Maybe if I can play the Knight. Yeah, I mean that seems better to me. Well, now I can have 6. So I can play Cloud of Fairies, tap his lands, he has 3 mana, and he can cast Muldrifter and then he's tapped out. He can evoke Muldrifter, but then, yeah, casting Muldrifter. Oh, okay, I think I'm in, like, more than a decent position here. Still with this many creatures on the board after he's gone off. And I'm just going to play all my guys. Getting a chance to suspend this guy before he goes off is massive as well. It means after he goes off I don't have to wait the entire time. And I'm just swinging with everybody. There's no doubt about it. Jump and eat one of my guys. Take 5. Play my land. Play this dude. Play this dude. Suspend this dude. Go. So 6. Anti-slashing back to even analysis. Do they have a way to gain life? I know one deck I played against had Lone Missionaries, which were pretty key because you just kept bouncing them and gained DI life. Alright, he's got the extra familiar down. Ugh, and the extra bounce land. So now he just goes off infinite. But he is on 4. I've got a lot of permanents in play. This is not a matchup I want to play over and over again. So he's got 3 white floating, but doesn't do him a whole lot when all his spells cost 1 blue. Yeah, he's got missionaries, and he can bounce them and replay them, drag the game on, as long as he needs to. What did he snap? He snapped the Cloud of Fairies. Okay. Didn't snap the missionary. Needs the mana. Alright, so now Temporal Fissure costs 1 and Muldrifter costs 1. Doesn't need any more familiars. Yeah, okay. Well, now he's only got 1 blue, but he can definitely keep going off with 1 blue. And yeah, that's a lot of fissures. That's basically all my permanents. So let's see what he's getting. Let's see, how many planes is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that's all my planes. Squadron Hawk, Squadron Hawk. Oh, right, I'm F6, so I can just watch. Play missionary again. Attack. I really dislike playing against this deck. Alright. Oh. Well, not that it matters, but I meant to click on appliance. And I guess I didn't matter because I'm going to be discarding that anyway, and I actually have to get rid of one more Legionnaire. So it's down to 13 minutes, which is not the best position I've ever been in against a deck that clearly knows how to play with the clock. And yeah, I mean, there's not much more to do here. Just gonna play this dude. Okay. Now we get to go first. So nothing here would have helped there, I'm pretty sure. My sideboard still sucks against this deck. I don't like that he has missionaries, because those are a big help for him. He can get into almost dead, and he can just completely come back from it. Obviously mulliganing this, and that's not a great hand, not gonna lie, but not mulliganing it. He's also mulliganing to 5. Okay, 4. Hey, we have a shot. Not gonna say he can't win on 4 cards, because this is not the greatest hand, and I can't even play that. I gotta play a Razor Golem first. And he didn't crack his Terramorphic, he's fuming, obviously. I already know what deck he's playing, so there's no reason not to crack Terramorphic. I guess if he's low on lands, there's a reason. If he plays Familiar, I think I'm still, like Nightscape, I think I'm still gonna, oh, I don't know, actually. If he can't regenerate it, I don't think it's worth journeying it. Because like I have been told since my last video by a couple people that it looks like it might be better off targeting his Cloud of Fairies with my journeys. Try and blue screw him, because even though he can play his spells for cheap, he only has so much blue, and he still doesn't have another land. The fact that he still doesn't have another land makes me want to go ahead and journey it. But I'm just gonna... do I want to just attack? Yeah, I definitely want to just attack for now, because if he blocks with it, that's fine with me. Okay, blocks with that. And... let's see, what can't he play? He can still play, yeah, I mean, he's not going off, and this prevents him from playing another Seagate Oracle looking for a land, so I'm going to do that. It also prevents him from evoking Muldrifter, which is pretty good. Yeah, there we go. I think that was definitely the right decision, and that's the match. So, getting a little bit lucky there. He got a bit unlucky in games 1 and 3, which is one of the only ways you can win against this deck. I do still want to try out the Brave the Elements. Thinking about it in game 2, if I had had Brave the Elements in hand at that point, probably would have been good enough. He targets all my guys and all my land. I Brave the Elements, saving them all, and then all my land gets returned to my hand. And he has 4 blockers, and I have something like 8 attackers. I actually don't know. I'm gonna have to watch the replay to see if there was any point where Brave the Elements could have just won the game for me. Because if there's not, I mean, that's
a pretty big strike against Brave the Elements to be in a position where it seems like that should be exactly what it does, where I have a bunch of guys on the board and he finally goes off the turn before he should die and bounces on my guys, and that's what I'm trying to use it for, is trying to save all my guys for that final swing. And if that wouldn't have worked, then there's no point in adding it to the deck. But I'll look at the replay and see if there was any point where it would have saved me. But yeah, we did get lucky there, and on to match 2.